Hey everyone. Today we are talking about time blocking. And time blocking is so important, but let's talk about what we should be blocking and how time blocking works. So it's really important that you give yourself time, enough time to complete tasks. Don't overwhelm yourself, but also time for yourself. Time for things that are going to time for reflection, time for things that come up like the phone rings. I mean, we're in real estate. The phone rings all the time. So the phone rings, I need to take this lead, I need to take this call. We have to build in time like that so we don't get discouraged or behind on our schedule. So those are the things we're going to talk about a little bit today. Also, what should we be blocking? Well, guess what? Personal health and personal care is so important that we also need to be blocking that. We need to be blocking our family time. We need to be blocking things that are important to us. My personal block is Seahawks games. During the Seahawks games, I try to intentionally, personally block my time. I enjoy watching the Seahawks. I enjoy spending that time with my family. Therefore, I block that out of my schedule. So I thought rather than just regurgitate a bunch of information that you can find yourself on the internet about time blocking, I wanted to show you what I do. So this is how I start my day. And a lot of people who teach on this subject professionally and speak on it are telling us the night before, block your day. That does not work for my personality because I am definitely a feeler. And if you relate to that, you understand what I mean by a feeler. The day comes to me while I'm in the shower. Like, okay, this. So when I get out of the shower, and it's going to be kind of backwards for you, but I make a list. So I'm a list taker. This is today, what's going on today. And let me go ahead and show you what yesterday looked like just on my original list. So remember yesterday we had our meeting. So I went through what's going to happen. And then I did meeting notes on what I wanted to make sure that we covered. And I have little check marks. Now, from here, and this sounds like a lot of time, but what it does, by taking the time to write your list of what you need to accomplish, by the end of the day, when you have those check marks, all of a sudden, you are going to feel accomplished. And you're going to be able to reflect on what was completed and things that maybe need to carry over to the next day. You're also going to get an understanding of how long things take. Different tasks may take way longer than you thought. Yesterday, I had blocked myself time to write a blog. In the middle of the blog, I decided, hey, guess what? I need to translate this to Spanish as well. So I had to get done with my blog and then take a few extra minutes. I had blocked that into my time, though, so it wasn't a big deal for me to go off of what I had originally thought. You've got to make sure you do this. This is not rigid. It is not set in stone. So just on a side note for real estate, guys, if you want to make this a full-time job, you're going to have to put in full-time hours. So whether you're counting your phone calls, of course, yes, some nights we are up until 10, 11 o'clock at night doing real estating, writing offers, doing that sort of thing. Does that count? Absolutely. But if you're not putting in at least 8 hours, 5 days a week, then you're probably not going to see full-time numbers, right? You're not going to make full-time paycheck. So keep that in mind, and hopefully that'll help you block out your day, because the benefit and the disadvantage of real estate are both the same. So a career in real estate, the benefit is you can control your own schedule. The disadvantage to a career in real estate is that you can control your own schedule, right? So things can get away from you unless you are organized and on task. So let me go back to a calendar that I had stopped using for a little while and am a huge fan of and am using again. And I have to tell you, like I said, I mean, I could regurgitate a bunch of stuff off the internet, but instead I just want to show you how I'm using it. So I take my list, and this is my brainstorm, right? Like I'm brainstorming this, my mind map in a way, and I like lists. I like numbers and all that good stuff. So I write it down. And I run over to this guy. What is this guy's name? You guys know this guy. I'll tell you. And I'll tell you what the planner is. And I can tell you it's about $22. So it's totally worth every penny. Brendan Burchard. Now, his planner is called the High Performance Planner. And it looks like this. Okay. You can do the same thing in Google, kind of. But let me show you a little bit about this. This is my day-to-day. You probably can't see too much of it. but I wanted to show you the layout. So on the left-hand side, it starts with the date, and the date isn't already pre-filled in. I think this is important when you're looking at a way to organize your life or organize your workday. Make sure it's a calendar that isn't already pre-filled, because if we skip a day, we don't want to get discouraged, right? So you can write the day in the top. Today's message to myself. So today I wrote to myself, please stay focused, stay on task. Then you have a morning mindset. So when you go in, I make my list first. You don't have to, you could skip your list. You could just work in this book. The morning mindset, going through it, number one thing that I can get excited about today. And I wrote growth. We're growing year over year, and growth is exciting to me, and becoming a creator. I'm a content creator at this point, and I am really liking that new role that I'm falling into. I can't say falling, that I've created, okay? Creator, I've created this opportunity, and I'm taking advantage of being a creator, a content creator, and I strongly encourage you to do the same. Okay, number 2. If one word could describe the kind of person I want to be, then that word is, and why I chose it. The kind of person I wanted to be today was motivated. I wanted to be a motivated person today. And it's just because I have so much on my list, that's all I can think about. Someone who needs me on my A game today. And I put a couple of clients' names down. They need me on my A game. Some days, it's brokers in the office, right? Like if we're struggling, or if we have a big deal going on, or if there's something, those change. All these change daily. A situation that might stress me out or trip me up today could be, and I wrote, calls and situations that need immediate attention. So what this does, guys, maybe I get a phone call from a broker, and they're like, need your help, need to do this. What that can typically do, if I don't have it written down and a thought process through, is throw me off of the rest of my day. So instead of allowing it to throw me off the rest of my day, I'm going to handle that task that needs immediate attention, and then I'm going to go back to my priorities for the day. And that was my goal for today. And the way that I can best deal with that. So it asks, hey, what could muck up the path today, and how am I going to deal with that? And I wrote what it could be, and I wrote that I would just get back on task. I would sit down with this guy again and say, okay, where are we at? Let's get back to it. Someone I could surprise with a note, gift, or a sign of appreciation. I decided that today I would like to say a little note of appreciation to Ken and Lori. So I decided I would like to do that, and I will do that later. One action that I could take today to demonstrate excellence. I'm translating all my blogs into Spanish, and I think that that's demonstrating excellence in our area. So that's what I'd like to do today. One bold action. I'm going to reach out to FSBO's, not really bold, but I'm doing that today. Number 8, if I was a high performance coach looking at my life from a high level, I would tell myself to remember that. And I wrote, every day is a building block or step leading to where you want to be. Make it strong. You don't want to step on a shaky, you don't want to take a step and fall off. So building that foundation every day, one day at a time. And that's where my goal lies. The big projects I have to keep in mind that I want to take on, even if I can't act toward them today. Guys, I'm an author, right? So I'm going to be publishing a book. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't see the big picture yet. But I will be. And so I want to keep that in my mind, that this is what I am. And that's an affirmation. I'm an author. So, and I'm a published author, right? Not yet, going to be. So I wrote my book. That's a big project that I'm looking at. And then number 10, I would know that today was a great success if at the end of the day I did or felt these things. If I got all of my tasks checked off, because they seem a little bit overwhelming today, to be honest with you. I'm finding that Mondays and Tuesdays are pretty busy for me. So if I get all of these things checked off, I'm going to feel really awesome. Okay, so that's the morning mindset. That gets you in the mood. What it does by having to write that stuff out, it's like if you journal, it gives you a compass, a roadmap of where you're going for the day. Now, it starts with 6 a.m., it ends at 7:30, and then it has notes in the bottom. So this gives us another thing that you're looking for in a planner or calendar. And again, you can do this on Google. You can do it electronically if that's how you prefer. I've been writing lists for years and years and years, and this is where I'm comfortable. This is my comfortable mode, but it doesn't have to be yours. I do suggest, though, these things that we're talking about. We want to have a morning mindset. We want to have goals and priorities, tasks that absolutely must be done, and we'll go into some more. So the time frames, time blocking is about actually setting time aside each day for certain tasks and priorities. So you want to make sure that you're looking at a calendar that has the ability to do that. So a good example of one that isn't good for this, let me get out my last year's fun calendar. I call these fun calendars. So this guy, my No Drama Llama, these things are no good. This does not allow us to block time. Right? On Google, our Google Calendar, you're going to have to go in and write the time, and you can do that, and it'll set it up the same, just like what's happened in this calendar. If you notice, we start at 6, end at 7:30. So go down and fill in what times you're going to be doing what, including if you exercise in the morning, maybe you run 5 miles, whatever it is you're doing, block that time for yourself. Block out breakfast, block out your family time, and then start filling in your daily priorities and tasks that need to be completed. In this calendar or in this planner, today's top 3 goals and priorities you write at the top, and tasks that absolutely must be done. And then you put them in here in line. So my today's top 3 goals and priorities and tasks that absolutely must be done are already normally covered in my brainstorming that I do before I even sit down to get going for the day. At the top, also in this specific planner, I see persons I need to lead or connect with today and how to do it well. I did again put a couple clients. Clients are heavy on my mind right now. We have a lot of clients, not much inventory, so I want to make sure that they're feeling the love. A lot of times that's normally brokers that I need to touch base with and just make sure that everybody's doing okay. Okay. Now your evening journal, which of course on this evening I haven't filled out yet. So at the end, it's called a time of reflection. And what this does is set the scene for tomorrow. So your time of reflection lets you look back, see what you did well, what you could improve on, what needs to carry over to the next day, and you end your day going through this. Block the time for it. Block your 15 minutes to go through this. So your evening journal, number 1, a moment that I really appreciated today. What happened that I really appreciated? It's important that we focus on these positive moments, because lots of positive moments equals a really, really awesome day. Number 2, a situation or task I handled well today. What did we do that was awesome? A lot of times I found in my real estate career, those times are a lot of how we communicate with people. Maybe a situation, a transaction that we thought was going to go sour, and just by our communication skills, we were able to bring it all back together and it worked out. We're very happy about that. Write it down. Something I realized or learned today. I always have too many things to write down. They give you like a little space like this, and I have it filled. I try to learn something every day. I recommend you try doing the same. Something that could have helped me more or feel more connected to others today would have been. So we're in a business of connecting with other people in relationships, and this is one of the reasons why I really like this planner. So what is something we could have done to feel more connected? And that could be meditation. I don't know, if you meditate, that could be meditation. Exercise can make you feel more connected. Maybe a phone call to a friend would have made you feel more connected. Maybe you wanted to text a bunch of clients and just make sure they're okay, and that would have felt more connected. This doesn't have to all be about work, but you definitely want to feel connected, because if you're feeling that connection, it's going to ooze out into your work as well. Okay, number 6. If I was my own high performance coach, I would tell myself this statement about today. So look at yourself from if you were your own coach and say, hey, this worked out really well today. Good job. Good job. And again, focusing on the positive, but looking at things that can use improvement. And then use scorecard. It has a daily habits scorecard. Clarity, and you rate yourself from 1 to 5. And 1 is low and 5 is high. So clarity, I knew my why and lived intentionally today. Rate yourself every day. Energy, I managed my mental and physical energy well. Necessity. I felt it was necessary to be my best and made success a must. So important. Productivity. I worked on things that mattered most today. Influence. I guided or treated others well today. And finally, courage. I shared my real self, thoughts, and feelings today. Yes. Okay. So that would be something you do at the end of your day. And then remember, you have at the beginning your morning mindset. This is my by far favorite planner that I have found, and it's the High Performance Planner again by Brendon Burchard. So take a look at this, or you can adapt your own. Just remember, just to go over again really quick, the key points. There has to be a way that you can put in time so you can actually time block. There has to be a way that you can prioritize tasks. Make sure to include personal items, personal things that you're going to be doing. Give yourself time for that. It's also recommended to leave 15 minutes in between each task to do a little bit of reflection, or in case the task goes over what you expected it to do. Keep a positive mindset. It's good to do those morning mindset exercises and journaling, and also end of day exercises and journaling as a reflection. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to me. Remember, if you want to make this a full-time career, you're going to have to put in full-time hours, and that will lead to a full-time paycheck. And that's the best word of advice I have for the day. Hope you guys have a really awesome week, and I will talk to you soon.